Well, tonight we've got a 7 News on Your Side update to a story that we first told you about just last month. Rainwater got into the gas supply at a 7-Eleven in Northern Virginia, causing thousands of dollars in damage to some customers' cars.
And now 7 News' Christian Flores is getting answers from the states on what they're doing to keep this from happening to you.
We just have a lot of appointments. She lost her hearing and her sight on the same side of her face.
A difficult time for Joseph Garrett and his daughter, made even tougher. We first told you about him last month when his car broke down almost immediately after filling his tank here at the 7-Eleven on Davenport Drive in Sterling. His mechanic found excess water in the fuel tank, requiring significant repairs, leaving him without a car at the worst possible time.
Not having a car made it real inconvenient.
7-Eleven's corporate office confirms reports of tainted gas, saying they have removed that gas from the Sterling location after their investigation found rainwater likely entered the tanks. 7 News is on your side, pushing the Virginia agency that oversees all of the state's gas pumps on what they do whenever they get these complaints.
One of the first things they will do is stick the tank with a paste, a water detection paste, to determine if there's any water in the tank. Then they will take a sample and have a field test they can do and turn it up to see if it's water in it, and then they will send that sample off to the motor fuels laboratory to be analyzed.
Gary Milton is the program manager for the Virginia Office of Weights and Measures.
How often do they have to have inspections, like once a year?
We have no mandated frequency for inspection.
There are 3,604 gas stations in Virginia. Last year, Milton's office of 25 inspectors collected around 5,000 samples.
Does that put a little bit more pressure on you guys to make sure that all of these places are, up to snuff when it comes to making sure that their gas isn't tainted?
We do some random sampling, we do complaint sampling, and we have to do some resamples. If water is detected, then they have to contact the service to come in and do a reconditioning of that fuel or cleaning, and they can do that. And once we get a clean sample, then we can release it from a stop sale.
But he says it's almost impossible for drivers to detect tainted gas as they're pumping. In situations like this, Coalition for Motorist Rights President Richard McCarty says drivers should report issues to the state.
They have resources to help consumers, who have been wronged by businesses. And, it's a resource that's available and, taxpayers pay for. So, if it's necessary, might as well use it.
The mid-grade gas pumps here have had these out-of-order coverings on them for several weeks now. People who've had costly repairs as a result of fueling up here have also waited just as long for insurance payments.
It's point blank. We haven't seen anything. It's a month in now.
Since this interview, Garrett says 7-Eleven's insurance finally paid his mechanic and reimbursed the more than $3,000 he had to pay out of pocket. The other 2 people who reached out to 7 News with damage from this 7-Eleven also told us the insurance company has already paid for their repairs or started the process.
If none of that works, they could also consider going to a lawyer and seeing what sort of legal recourse they have.
In Sterling, Christian Flores, 7 News.